without further ado, we want to welcome Governor Janet Mills to with our acting commissioner, Sarah Godney Holmes, right here from Sanford, Maine. Director of the Office of Child and Family Services, Bobby Johnson. Representative Anne Marie Mastracchio. Representative Ann Fredericks. Senator Matthew Harrington. Representative from Senator King's office, Sarah Stanley. Representative from Senator Collins' office, Pam Buck. Deputy Mayor of the City of Sanford, Maura Herlihy. And City Manager Steve Buck. Last but not least, Matt Nelson, our Superintendent of Sanford Schools. When I was younger and a single mom, working full-time and raising my children, and finding myself in need of safe, reliable, and structured care for my son. Back in those days, because remember I'm older, kindergarten was half day, and you had morning sessions and afternoon sessions. Well, I didn't work in town. I worked full-time, and I needed to find some place that could help me raise my family. At that point in time, the YMCA offered a KinderCare program. So I could bring my son into the Y in the morning, go to the office, and then pick him up at the Y at the end of my workday. The Y took care of my child. They gave him structured learning time, swim time, and playtime. They made sure breakfast and lunch were taken care of and got him on and off the bus to school. He learned that he was in a safe place, he made friends, he learned and he thrived. I was able to work and focus on what I needed to do as a mom, knowing that he was safe, making friends, learning and thriving. That is why I am so honored to be standing here today to celebrate our YMCA's commitment to meeting community needs. Last year, we gathered with many of you that are here with us this afternoon, and we worked on updating our strategic plan. The opening of this early learning center helps us meet our number 2 strategy, enhancing the quality programs and services that we provide here at the Y. I'm especially proud of our CEO, Andrew Orazio, in all that he has done to help us get here today. When we attended the National YMCA Conference in Atlanta, Georgia last July, the biggest takeaway for us was the success models of the Ys of the future and what those look like. And what they are facilities and campuses that offer a mix of services, partnerships, and collaborations. What we've accomplished here today is a great example of just that, and I cannot wait for you to hear all about the journey. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the program over to Andrew Orazio, CEO of our Sanford-Springvale YMCA.
Thanks, Kim. And first of all, thank you all for joining us today. It is a really special day for us. I think back to 7.5 years ago, the last time we had a big gathering, and that was to open up our new expansion, which was another milestone of our success here in the community. The Y exists because of you. The Y exists for you, and the Y is your Y. So one of the great things that we always talk about is the history of our Y, that the Y remains a significant asset to the community and this mission that we have to help serve each other. And many of you that are in the crowd are people that we've had lots of relationships along the way, and that we've been able to share our successes together and attack our challenges. This is one of those opportunities that we get to share again. As you know, childcare is a significant challenge to us throughout the state, throughout the local area, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But we've made it, and we are here today because of many of you. I wanted to just reach out and say thank you to a number of our successes, first of all, and foremost to the state of Maine and to thank the governor herself for her efforts and initiatives to help make sure that childcare is an initiative that is important to this state. And I'm sure she's going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, so I won't take any more on that. But I also, that grant that we received helped us to initiate and get the board fired up about getting this accomplished. We started a little over a year ago in looking at this plan. We finally figured out a way to make it happen. Our plan was produced and application went out. We made it through 2 phases and was accepted to get the initial funds of the $250,000 to kick us off. With that, we were then able to raise over $410,000 on top of that through many of the community members that are here. And those, I'm going to just kind of list those individuals because they are important to us. They are our friends. They are our family. And they make a world of difference to us and our success. So Pam and Dick Lawley, thank you for your support. I want to reach out to the Jeunesse Foundation for their support, Partners Bank for their support, Ann Merrifield and Wayne Davis. We also have Rub Industries, and we also have, let's see here, David and Claire Jeunesse and Mark Karen. All of those. A number of grants that have helped us with some of the equipment you're seeing out here right now. Part of one of the pilot programs we have is our First for Me grant, and that helped us to get some of the supplies for our current classroom, and which will then also be used for our future. United Way of Southern Maine was able to help us with some funds to help us with gardens and some food programs and celebrations. And then, of course, we have York County Community Action with our Head Start team. They had some supplies that were just kind of hanging around that they had already moved on, and some wonderfully, very lightly used equipment that you'll see inside our rooms now. So hats off to everybody for your incredible help with us, and Maine Community Foundation also gave us a grant to help us with equipment. So one of the things that we are really proud about in this community is a focus on our partnerships. And it's something that we pride ourselves in, and that with our partnerships, it doesn't mean that the Y has to lead everything, but yet together there are times that we just take and be part of what's going on. And many of you here recognize that importance, and it's one of the things that makes this organization and this community so strong. And I'd like to just say thank you to all of those individuals. There's so many partners that we have, it would take a while to recognize all. But one partnership that I really do want to recognize is our partnership with our school district. The Sanford School Department has been incredibly supportive of us. I've been here 16 years, and prior to that, we've had partnerships inside the schools for our before and after school programs, and then it's built from there. During COVID, we were able to open up a temporary school while the children and families were battling the transitional time. We also were able to then support some of our camp programs with some of the funds that we were able there. And now, even better, we are in the process of putting together our newest adventure together, which is a public nonprofit pre-K classroom, which is very unique and exciting to pilot that. So it is exciting for us. It's very wonderful that we have so many people supporting each other and making things happen in the right way. So with that in mind, I'd like to introduce Matt Nelson, our superintendent of schools, to come up and talk a little bit about our partnerships.
Thanks, Andy. Proud to be here. What a great day. What a great day for Sanford. What a great day for the YMCA. I may be biased, but I think education and working with youth is the most important profession there is. I'm sure being governor is important with that as well. And as Andy highlighted, many of the others that are around for that. And the work that we do, educating our youth and impacting our youth, is more important than ever. And it's hard work. It's challenging work. But I am so proud as the superintendent to be the superintendent in Sanford, because one of the things that helps that hard work get done is the different partnerships that we have in this city. I know as I talk to my colleagues around the state, it's not always like that. There's usually, for us, I always joke that I could probably make 3 phone calls. Many of the people, those calls are right here today, and the stuff would be able to come down and get done. You can't do it alone in terms of what we're doing. I remember when Governor Mills was pushing pre-K, the public pre-K, and at the time, I was worried. I was worried about that, not because I didn't see the value in it, but what I saw was the worry about the capacity for us to be able to take that on. And as we met with our team was, no, this is something we have to do because we see the results of it. And I'm so glad that that was something that we were able to take on, because we have expanded our pre-K program in the school department to the point where we are full and looking for more. And when that opportunity came back to be able to look for more, what a great opportunity and a great partner to be able to come back and do it with the YMCA. Andy highlighted some of the things that we've been able to do over the years with our before and after care, and working through COVID and all the different things that we had to be able to get through in those pieces. And so that was something for us, when we can be able to have that partnership, to be able to know we're getting quality, high quality work with our youth, preparing them. We've already seen the results in our school from our pre-K as they're transitioning right into our kindergartens and beyond. That's an investment that we're making, that we're seeing those payoffs right off the bat, but it's also things that we're also going to be able to see down the line. So that's something, as a school department, we are incredibly thankful and fortunate for the support that we've had from our elected officials, but also in terms of reaching out to the community for us to be able to have those partnerships with that. Sanford's a model. We are a model when you come back to be able to look at it, whether it's something that's being done with this YMCA partnership, the first, for me, the first 10 community partnerships. I could go on and on in terms of how we've been able to leverage those to be able to come back and help us do the most important work there is, and that's impact our children. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, now I get to ask our great Governor Mills to join us for a little conversation. Come on up. And by the way, great moves.
I can do the Y and the M, the C. I get stuck at the C. I can't get to the C and the A. I don't know. I do better at Fenway Park. Thank you for having me for this terrific occasion, and thank you, Kimberly and Andrew and Matthew. It's great to be back in the Sanford-Springvale area, and to be at the YMCA. Sanford, I know, has been working very hard to rehabilitate its key infrastructure and to improve its roads, build safer streets and sidewalks. Emery Mastraccio have been talking about this for ages, and we're getting it done with the help of some federal money. And attracting economic investment, the kind of investment we all need to thrive, like new businesses downtown and housing developments. And today we celebrate another investment that will attract young families to live and work in Sanford. That's the expansion of affordable childcare. According to the U.S. Census figures, what I read was more than 3,700 households in this area have children under the age of 18 with both parents working. That's a lot of working households. Many of those parents still need high quality, reliable, and affordable childcare. Not just so they can go to work, but they can go to work with a peace of mind that they know that their children can learn and play in a safe and nurturing place, especially during those early formative years. According to UNICEF, 80% of a baby's brain structure takes shape between the ages of 0 and 3 years old. 90% of the human brain structure takes shape by the age of 5. That's pretty scary, but makes us prioritize these early formative years to make sure that our children, infants to 5 especially, grow in a good learning environment. And so as the grandmother of one 5-year-old who just finished her pre-K year, seeing the bright light in her eyes and her face light up about the joy of going to school helps me understand even better what it's like to be in a school like this in a pre-K program and why we want to see these programs all across the state of Maine. You mentioned teaching being an honorable profession. I know it well. While I've only taught a few classes myself, my mother was a high school teacher for 37 years. Fortunately, I didn't have to have her for high school English. She was tough. But I learned firsthand, or at least secondhand, the joys and the trials and tribulations of being a teacher, a lot of which is sort of uncompensated, unappreciated, or underappreciated at the very least. But again, early childhood development is so critical to raising healthy, happy, and successful children who will then become successful students and successful adults. So my administration is improving childcare, access to childcare in 4 basic ways. 1, facilities. We're renovating, expanding, and building new childcare facilities to create more childcare slots. 2nd, we're increasing subsidies to help more families pay for childcare. Thirdly, we're raising the salaries of childcare teachers and staff. And 4thly, we're training more early educators to fill those jobs. Community colleges, CTEs, university programs. So I've dedicated $120 million in federal funds to expand access to childcare, including more than $15 million from my Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan for childcare facilities. And we dedicated $250,000 of those funds to the Sanford-Springvale YMCA to build out both its physical plant, physical space, and its programming to serve more children here in this part of York County. Today we celebrate the result of that expansion. 3 new classrooms for infants, toddlers, and public pre-K students that will allow the YMCA to serve an additional 46 children and their families in this area. We know that physical classroom space is important, but we also know communities need more support to keep running high-quality early education program, which is why we've also dedicated another $157,000 in federal funds through our preschool development grants to fund a full day of preschool for 16 children here at the YMCA for free to them. Quality early childcare prepares Maine kids for bright, healthy futures, and it helps their parents stay in the workforce. We all know there's a workforce issue all across the state of Maine. Part of that issue, especially when we learn what we learned from the pandemic and since then, means childcare, access to childcare. I'm proud that we've created as many as 5,000 new childcare slots with the federal and state funds I mentioned, including these slots here in Sanford over the last 3 years. We've created permanent salary supports to keep more than 7,500 talented childcare staff on the job. And we've trained hundreds more childcare workers and educators through the community college system and the University of Maine systems to fill these critical jobs. That's good for Maine kids, it's good for Maine parents, it's good for our economy. Thank you, Representative Mastracchio, Kimberly Stewart, Andy Orazio, and the rest of the staff at Sanford-Springvale YMCA for your commitment, for supporting this legislation, and being committed to serving the families of Sanford. I congratulate you on this exciting milestone. I can't wait to see the bright eyes, the bright faces, the bright minds of the children who go through these doors now, this year, and for many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor Mills. Truly inspiring. Thank you for joining us. And I have to say, when Andy announced getting the grant, he called me up and he said, Kim, I got news about the grant. And I said, oh, did we get the $200,000? Because we had applied for the max. And he said, no. So my heart went thud. He says, we got $250,000. So thank you so much. And as a little token of our appreciation, in my top secret hiding place.
Did you remember?
So we are making you an honorary member of the Sanford-Springvale YMCA.
Oh, thank you.
With that, your pin.
Thank you.
And in addition to that, we have a couple of special little gifts and guests.
Oh, thank you.
Right from our bushes that
From your own blueberry bushes? Oh,
friend Alex and my friend.
show the people with the
Turn around and show everybody the blueberries.
Look at this. I got blueberries.
So while we're doing a little photo op, we're gonna ask Governor Mills to stay up here at the podium so she can help us with the ribbon cutting. We're gonna call our executive committee for the Y board. We'd ask that Deputy Mayor Maura Herlihy join us. And we also have Megan Hamlet here, who is our CEO of our Northern New England Alliance. So hopefully she's going to be able to join us up here for the ribbon cutting as well. They're getting it lined up for us. All right. And we also had Deputy Director Sarah Johnson? Sarah Gagne-Holmes, sorry, she's here. We're going to ask you to join us. I think that we got everyone that...
Don't run with scissors. We're on a playground.
Nice.
All right. On a count? We're going to count?
Yes, you ready? Can we all count together? Starting from 3. 3, 2, 1.
All right, it'll be our honor to conduct tours of our new facility, so we're going to line up at the